One fly that does it all? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Good morning, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Ellerdine. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been actually, because of pike fishing and other things, but I am here. So, as mentioned before the intro, one fly that can do it all? Probably not everything, but if there is one fly that would have a good go at it, it's this, the Apps worm. They are so universal for such a basic fly. It's just a little bit of flexi floss wrapped around a hook with some varnish and silver wrapping. It can be fished pulled, which it's really effective for. It can be fished slow, almost static, and it can be even fished under that, the bung. I don't want to talk about it too much, you know, if you'll upset people. But yeah, it's such a universal fly. It's absolutely brilliant. It's probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite fly these days, because it just gets you out of jail all the time. I'm not going to go through how to fish them. There's lots of videos on YouTube from better anglers than me explain how to fish them, but I am going to have a day's fishing just using them. So let's get cast out. Let's see how many we can catch on an Apps today. So I've started on marsh because, quite frankly, there's nobody on here. It's not because I'm antisocial, but if there's nobody being chucking a line at them, you've got more chance of catching one early on. I've gone with the floating line and 2 unweighted Apps. I've got a red one on the point and an amber one 6 foot up a 12 foot leader. And because there's no wind at the moment, I'm just going to fish it really, really slow, almost static to a degree. But I've got to sort of tangle out first, so I'll see you when I've done that. So yeah, I've sorted my tangle out now. That wasn't very good, was it? And as mentioned, I'm just going to start with, I'm just going to fish really, really slow, just almost static. I love fishing with Apps like this because there's a fish there, I don't know if you can see it, because they take them almost like buzzers and the line just shoots forward and they try to rip the line out of your hand. I just love it. But you've got that advantage where you can chuck a few quick jerks in as well and just mix it up a little bit more. But like I said, they are such a universal fly. I absolutely love fishing them. I'm not going to set the bung up today, purely because although it's flat calm at the moment, the wind is meant to get up to about 35 miles per hour, and I just don't think that suits the bung. I think that's more gonna play into the hands of pulling and moving Apps like this, fish slowly. The other rod I've got set up is a dye 3 with just a single olive Apps, and if the wind does pick up and the water starts turning over and there's plenty of oxygen and the fish start chasing, I'll pick that up. I'll probably go into some of the deeper lakes and pull as quickly as I can. But to start with, I'm just going to make the most of no pressure and fish nice and slow and see if we can catch one or two to start early on. There we go. First one. I think this one's took the amber and the dropper. No, it hasn't. It's took the point fly. I've had to speed the cast up a little bit more than I'd like to, because there's still quite a lot of low lying weed and it's picking it up on the bottom. You can see the amber apps dancing around on the point. Come on, bud. It's a small one, that, for here. First one of the day. See the apps in his mouth. Yeah, just get him unhooked. Mm. 10 minutes, got my first one in the net on an apps. Off you go, buddy. Come on, up, sit upright. See, pal. I'll have one more cast, and then I'm going to walk round onto that bank and fish into the breeze and let them be blown back to me. There's quite a lot of fish topping on the edge of the ripple, which makes sense, and the fish that I had 2 or 3 minutes ago was off the edge of that ripple, pretty much where it's just landed. So I think they're sat a little bit, well, it's not out of casting range, but I'm pulling the fly away from the fish, so it makes sense to go that side and pull the fly through them. So I'll just fish this one out and then I'll make my way around. So I've come round now. I'm not gonna need to cast as far here either, because I'm gonna hit the same water a lot easier. Apologies if the audio is a little bit blowy, it's because the wind is directly in my face here. So there's one just top there off the ripple. And again, them fish are really high up in the water. Oh, just like that. First cast. That was savage, that was a great take. That is literally first cast. I didn't even put the hindsight on my GoPro. I'm still filming off the intro. Not a bad fish, that. Feels a really good, does feel a good fish. I would not be surprised if this is a tiger or a Spartic. The way to keep them deep. I don't know what it is. No, it's a rainbow, it's just stuck in some weed. He's got an attitude, this one. Come out with that weed. have to bully this a little bit more than I like to. There we go. Just as I thought, move paid dividends. That's a lovely one, that. Let's get them put back. One just had a go at it. It's not come back though. It's definitely a lot more fish this side. Just fanning the casts around so I don't keep putting the fly over the same few fish. Give them a cast or two, move. Give them one to cast or two, move. Give them one to cast or two, move. Then go, oh, he's had another go at it there. And then go back and start again. If I could fish a washing line with nibs, I think you'd absolutely hammer these. But because I'm trying to do a video on fishing apps, I can't put them on.
We could put one on there.
Well, that's the one downside of doing the films. I can't swap and change if I'm doing something on a specific thing.
Not unless you're very clever with the editing.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's come off. Ah. As I said, there's definitely fish there that I thought. Right, I'm going to have one more cast on here, and I think I'm going to either move peg or potentially move lake. Wind's getting up now, so I can, if I go on meadow for example, I can get the die 3 out and pull these fish that were unpestered when I first got here, and I've hooked a few of them now. I think they've switched off a little bit because they're not as comfortable as they were. It's the advantage of getting on a lake and fishing it before everybody else. They're a little bit more willing to take to start with, so if you do have that advantage. Oh, I lost it. No, I haven't, still got on. Hey, it's me said last cast. First cast said last cast. Oh. Maybe I'll stay a little bit longer, I don't know. Oh, get down real quick. Not bad fish, that one. Oh, he's found that weed bed. I might took the dropper. He's took the amber wraps in on the dropper. There we go, number 3 of the morning so far. I am going to move off. I'm going to let my mate Gareth jump in there so he can catch a few of them. I'll see you when I get to my new lake or new peg. Right, so I've moved on to meadow now, and it's deeper on here, which is going to give me the option of drifting the apps like buzzers, and I can get the die 3 out if I want. Especially the wind's proper picked up, so I can see them being willing to chase. But I'll have 10-15 minutes just drifting naps round into the corner, fish slowly, see what happens. If I don't catch anything, I'll pick the die 3 up and I'll pull some quickly, see if anything takes a fancy to it. Oh, you bigger. Oh, you oh, that take was so savage, it snapped me on the take. That take was so savage, it snapped the whole thing on the take. Wow. Did not like me, that fish. Oops. Well, I'm going to tie up a new floating line leader, then I'm going to go for breakfast, so I will I'll see you after breakfast. Can't get over how savage that take was. It was class. Oops. Brilliant. That's why I love fishing slow. Just going to take a few seconds away from the fishing to give a shout out to Malcolm's channel, Sledge Fly Fishing. He fishes southern venues such as Avonton and Rockbourne, and also uploads some cracking looker recipes for the trout that we catch. So if that does sound like a bit of you, go search for Sledge Fly Fishing and check out his uploads. Now let's get back to some fishing. Well, I've come back after breakfast. Lakemore is empty. Lakemore is never empty. So I'm going to have a little bit of time on here. Just fish the apps and the floating line slowly. See what happens, see if I can catch one. If I can, I might try going cry more, see if I can catch one on there. And then get the die 3 out, go back to meadow, see if I can catch pulling to finish off. But I don't know how it's going to go, so we'll just play it by ear. I think this lake's had a bit of a hammering in the week though. There was a private group had it booked for a couple of days. It's possibly why it's empty. It might not be fishing very well, but can only but try. I'm not feeling this lake. Just not seeing any movement of fish or signs at all. Probably going to fish this cast out, maybe have another one, and then try cranny, I think. Pulling's probably not the best option to go to on cranny because the water clarity is always quite coloured, but they do like an apps on there. If I just fish it slowly down the edges where they tend to live on the drop off, I'm quite confident of catching 1 or 2 on there. So I'll fish this cast out, maybe have another one, and then move to the lake behind me. I wasn't feeling Lakemore at all, so I've moved on to cranny, and within 30 seconds of being here I just saw a fish top a rod length out, which makes sense here because they patrol the marginal shelf all the time. It's why the bung and worm patterns and stuff are so effective on here. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time, just fish the app slowly. I've put size 10 apps on though. I think that is because of the water clarity. That bigger profile might just make a little bit more water displacement, stand out a little bit more, hopefully help the fish home in on it rather than the 12s that I had on before. Go with that straight in there. Done that. Balls. Well, I just managed to catch the wind and put my team of casts into the area and lose everything. I'm gonna go back on meadow. I'm just going to chuck the die 3 and pull for a bit, see if I can catch one like that, show how effective the apps are pulling. That was some bad angling, that feel really bad angling. Well, I wasn't intending on fishing the bung with it today, but my mate Andy said he caught a few on the roadside using it, and I spoke to him about 10 minutes ago. I just spoke to the young lad as well, and said he's had a few under it, so I'm just gonna give it 20 minutes or so, half an hour, see if I can get a take on it. I'd rather not be fishing it, but whatever you think of it, it definitely works. It has its place in fly fishing, whether you think it's fly fishing or not. I'm just giving it a few minutes on static, and then just putting 2 or 3 long pulls in, brings the app back up in the water and lets it sink back down. It's quite effective because you get a lot of takes as it's dropping back down through the water. It's probably, in my opinion, the least effective method for the apps, but it definitely works. People love fishing it under the bung. I don't catch that many on it, but that's probably because I prefer fishing other things under it and don't use it that often. I like things like cat bugs this time of year, and as soon as the really cold weather comes, the dreaded egg or shimmy and chamois worms, them type of things, I find them more effective, but the apps definitely does work under it. I'm going to give this 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to go to the other side, get the die 3 out, have a little bit of time pulling. If I don't catch anything on that, I'm going to put a new leader on with an apps and just fish it slowly on the floater. Definitely think that's been the most productive today so far. When I was fishing it, I was getting regular pulls, regular hookups. Just chopping and changing, finding out what they want on the day. Like I said, it's a really universal fly. You can use it on multiple of methods, which is what I've tried to do today. And slow on float has been the most productive, so it makes sense to fish that, but I wanted to show that you can use it on other methods. So like I said, I'll give this another 10 minutes or so, have a go with the die 3 over there, although I'm not particularly confident in catch and pulling because it's been battered this week. There's a lot of fish put in at the start of the week. It's had a lot of anglers, a lot of fish have been pricked, so it makes sense that they're not going to want to chase, and probably why the people fishing the bung are catching odd ones. So I'll either see if I catch one on this, or I'll see you on the other bank. So I've come over the other side where the wind is now, and I've picked up the die 3. I'm just going to have a little bit of time chucking an olive apps around. The die 3 I've got on is a new prototype from Rede River. That's going to be on the shelf soon. First impressions is it casts well and it's sinking really well. Needs stretching out with a few fish, but that's normal with any line. But anyone that watches my videos knows I'm a big Rede River fan when it comes to lines, so if you want to have a look at them, there's a link in my bio. So a few casts with the olive apps and pulling, which is probably one of the most successful tactics going over the last few years. They absolutely love it like this when it's right for them. I'm not sure today is, because like I said, it's been battered the last week or so. But just gonna count that down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 29, 30. So that should be about 5 foot down. That's it. I'm going to go back on marsh and I'm going to fish an arm slow on the floater. Oh, it looks like I've got marsh to myself again. I'm going to complain at that. Just going to go back to where the fish were this morning. Apologies if the wind noise is a bit rough. Right in the teeth again. Alright, let's get this changed over. I've had to come back over this side because the glare and the wind noise over there is just going to make footage pointless. I caught 2 over there before I've come here, and when I've reviewed it, you can't see a thing. The glare off the sun's just totally made it horrendous, which I'm incredibly annoyed about, but it can't be helped. I'm not happy about pulling the flies away from the fish this side, but at least it'll make footage watchable if I do catch anything. Wind might be crap for recording, but you can put a hell of a line out in it. 2 back casting, I'm always hitting the backing. The venue's pretty much switched off now. I'll make this my last cast. I'll see you back at the car. Well, I'm back in the car. I've had 5 on apps, so wasn't the greatest day, but it has been heavily fished this week. So the fact that I've caught 5 on apps for me shows how good they are. Best method today was 2 on the floating line, fish really slowly. I didn't have anything on 1 under the bung or pulling a die 3, but when you fish, you just get that feeling as to what's right, and I felt slow and a floater was right. And I think in the footage as well, you actually hear me say to Gareth that you'd catch these on nymphs today. And after I put the camera away, I did set up a washing line and put 2 dialbacks on, and I caught a 6th one within 15 seconds of it being in the water. So if I had fished them today, I think I probably would have had a lot higher numbers. But it was an apps film. The whole purpose was to show you how good they are, and hopefully that has done that. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.
If you do fancy trying any of the flies I've used today, most are available on the Fritz and Flash website. You can get 10% off by subscribing to my channel. Once you've done that, just pop in the code SSF10 into the coupon box, and the discount will be applied at the checkout. Tight lines.